All right, hello and welcome to another student interview. Today I'm sat down with Dylan, who's been part of my program for quite a long time now. He can probably fill us in on the exact timeline. I actually got the pleasure of meeting Dylan a few months ago back in Dublin when we did a little mini mastermind event as well. So yeah, really excited to have him on today. He's had quite a very interesting journey with the SMMA business that he currently has. Dylan, you have 6 clients at the moment, which again, you can give a full intro in a minute. And you've had periods where you've struggled to get clients, periods where it was kind of very difficult, right? And you couldn't get anyone to say yes. To now we're in a position where you signed another client last week. You're on a bit of a roll. Everybody is just saying yes and signing up straight away. So yeah, man, hopefully we can share some tips with people, give them a bit of insight into what has worked best for you. And it's Dylan to you, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, cheers for the nice intro there. I joined the program about 7 months ago, around there, but I didn't really take it serious just because I was working as well. And then as soon as I started sending messages, actually getting on Instagram, sending out messages, even though I didn't know what I was going to sell yet, I was just gaining experience. Then when I finally did get that client, straight away, I was like, quit my job. I was just fully motivated. Thought I was going to be the richest man in the world. And then you realize that it's not that easy. Like, clients will drop off and you have to learn and adapt and stuff like that. So like, I've gone from quitting my job, having 2 clients, making more money than I was, then losing both of those clients as soon as their contracts are done. Mm-hmm. So I was on zero for probably about a month or 2 months. And now I'm up to 6 clients again. And I think for me, that was important because I learned the hard way that you actually do have to put in the work and keep getting new clients, keep adapting, keep growing. And now I don't think I'm going to go back down that road because I've learned so early on, whereas a lot of people will probably learn that a bit later. Maybe not as big, but I think I learned a big lesson straight away.
Yeah, that's a very good lesson, man, like you said, because you know what it's like then to just not sign any clients and dip back down, which you brought up that great point of it is so important, right? You got to keep those clients coming in, whether it's one client a month or one client every 2 months, just to keep the pipeline full. Because, I think some people do have that vision of you get 5 clients and you're set for life, but no, it's not that easy, unfortunately. Some clients will stay with you. Typically 3 months is the minimum we do. Dylan, you probably do the same, right? 3-month contracts. Yeah. And then, you can have a client that stays you for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. We've had people that stayed, I think the max was about 20. But, there's some that will go after 3 months, and that's just part of the game. They might leave for, some crazy business issue that you had no involvement with. Maybe they went bankrupt. You can't control that. So yeah, man, good that you learned that lesson. Now I think another important point to note, Dylan, is, so like you said, you were working a job at the start, you got 1 or 2 clients and you're like, right, cool, I'll go all in on the agency. But you're also in college, and there's a lot of people that, might be trying to balance a couple of things. Could it be college and an agency? Maybe it's a full-time job and an agency, or in your case, it's all 3 at the very start. So I guess, have you had any tips that come to mind for someone who, let's say they're in college, their work, whatever that entails, maybe it's 20 hours a week, 15, 30, doesn't really matter. What would you say has helped you? Because obviously managing 6 clients while doing college, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but you've done it.
I'd say the biggest thing is just doing it. Like, the amount of times I looked at the program before I joined, and I was like, I don't think I have time. Yeah. You have time. No matter what, you have time. I was so lazy. During school, never done anything. But as soon as you realize that you actually want something, you will do it. You'll find time. For me, that could be going on the bus to college. I get most of my work done in that 2 hours from the bus there and the bus home. And like, if I have to sit down in the evening, like, I'll get it done, or like stay back in college just in the library for an hour, get a few pieces of content done, then you're good to go. A lot of people think it's a lot more work than it actually is. Yeah, you have to put in the work at the start, but as soon as you get that bit of experience, it's just keeping that motivation going, because your motivation is the biggest part. Like, once that dips, you're gonna struggle, but like, it comes back up. You just gotta keep consistent. That's probably what's kept me going.
Yeah, definitely, man. The mindset is something that so many people struggle with, and it's natural, right? Because if you do something and you don't get results, we're all human. Like you're going to feel
Yeah.
demotivated. You're going to be like, this doesn't work, but it's just being able to pick yourself back up. It's so, so important. And I guess like, yeah, how many hours then would you say you spend with the 6 clients to manage them?
So doing outreach itself is probably the shortest part. But a lot of people joining the program, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is such a task," but you'll nail it down. You'll get it done in like 20 minutes, half an hour. In
Mm-hmm.
terms of actually making content, it's not too bad. I'm doing video content, so it's probably the longest form of content you can make. But I'd say it's probably about 2 hours a day, maybe. And I only work Monday to Friday, have everything done for the next week in advance.
That,
Um,
that just shows you, man. Like you said,
yeah,
I talk to a lot of people who don't have time or don't have time.
yeah,
But again, it's like, that's not a lot of time, 14 hours a week. While you're doing all your other stuff, you could do a full-time job with that. You could do college, whatever. You could be just traveling the world, do whatever the hell you want. You definitely have 14 hours. I know if I had
yeah.
to start something new right now, I could probably find 14 hours. And everybody can. You just cut an hour a day off social media or 30 minutes less than
Yeah,
Netflix, and you'll find it pretty quickly.
that's it. Like I could that like for most of the time, like I was doing a lot less than 2 hours a day. I was like only up to recently I started putting in that much just because I want to grow.
Yeah.
But like you can definitely if you're especially if you're not offering video content, if you're offering something different, you can definitely cut that down in half if you really wanted to. It just depends how productive you want to be. Like sometimes I'll sit there looking and I will go on my phone and look at a TikTok, and that's what I'm working on. Is get more productive. But if you get it straight away, you will fly through stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So you made that point there, right? So you're doing video content primarily with your clients. Is there any other services that you're offering, or is it just creating video content for them at the moment?
Well, I say I offer content creation and
Mhm.
like social media growth. The only reason I keep doing video content is because it gets the best results at the moment, the way Instagram is going.
Mhm.
As well as that, if I want to delve into TikTok after the 3 months when they're going to sign a new contract, I can be like, do you want to upgrade to TikTok? And that's
Nice.
what's
Yeah.
helping me with my retention rate because now they're picking, do I want Instagram or TikTok rather than do I want to keep going on or do I want to quit? So it's
Nice.
kind of like it's a good strategy that I've implemented into my agency anyways.
Yeah, yeah, it's very smart, man. It's easier to like that when it's a this or a that versus a yes or a no. Makes it a lot
Yeah.
easier for them to stay on. Definitely, man. Cool. And I know for you, then, like a lot of your clients are in the same niche, right?
Yeah. So I'm working with dog trainers at the moment. I'm working with 5 dog trainers and then one person who is a dog trainer at all. But
Mm-hmm.
like like I said, because I'm doing just dog trainers, it cuts down a lot of my time because I already know what I'm doing. It's kind of like repetitive actions,
Yeah.
just slightly different twists for each dog trainer. And they like that as well because then they can see that I've gotten results for other people and they want similar results. So it is good for building case studies and stuff like that. Um, a big thing that helped me with that was by getting a dog niche page. I bought a page, converted it to my own page, grew it up a little bit, and then when I start doing outreach with a dog team page to dog trainers, they're like, well, this is great. He knows what he's done. He's done it
Yeah.
already. So that's what helped me a lot.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice. And when you look at my agency, it's very similar. We don't work with dog trainers, but we do those exact two things you mentioned. It's having a niche first off, and then secondly, we have a bunch of pages as well, Instagram pages that are in the fitness space because that's where we operate. And again, like you
Yeah.
said, it's when a fitness coach or a dog trainer gets a message and it's from a dog page with 5K, 10K, 15K followers, like they're just more likely to look at that than John, the random guy, or
Yeah.
the branded agency page that looks like an agency, because you're in their industry, you probably know what you're doing, and they're going to be more receptive to you
Yeah.
reaching out from that page than something else. Yeah.
And you're more relatable to them. So like if they feel like more like you're an actual person rather than just some bot that's texting you, like if they see that you've proper content up there, they will most of the time reply.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome, man. And we haven't seen that many other places. I do it, you do it. We've got a few people in the program that are also doing this quite successfully. And, it's something we obviously talk about quite a lot on the calls, right? Because again, it's like, who else does this? Not many people. And it worked really damn well. So, if you're watching this video and you're looking for even just new strategies, if you have an agency, this is something we can teach you. We show you where you can buy the accounts, like Discord servers that you can join, how to go through the process. We always talk about obviously how to vet the page, how to do the transaction, all those things. So if you're ever interested in that, definitely let us know. Cool, man. So like, solid. We got 6 clients. You're in college now. You've got your exams at the moment, so you probably have pretty big plans considering you already have 6 clients while in college. So for you now, coming in, recording this video right now, we're coming into the summertime. What are your plans, let's say, for the next 2-3 months? Is it just to keep scaling and go as big as you can, or would you just, do you have like a set goal of get to X per month and then kind of chill and just sit back a bit? Just fill me in, yeah.
So for the next 2 to 3 months, I actually want to like take it to the next level of bringing someone in with me. So maybe like that could be as little as a VA, but I want to get a graphic designer as well. So that workload from 14 hours is getting cut down automatically. And then just keep growing the business as much as I can before I'm back in college. And who knows, if I do grow it big enough, maybe like I can just drop out and just keep doing this full time, because there is endless opportunities when you do this. Because even if the business, like, you're struggling, you're still learning as you go and you're meeting people. Like when we done that networking event, we just filled with people that are doing what you're doing at a better level. So
it's powerful.
Yeah, it is. It does. And like, I remember we were talking about motivation just leaving that meeting, and it was just great because I guarantee you everyone signed a few clients that week just because they knew they wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's with the group chats and the group calls. When you're seeing people signing clients, you're like, oh, I didn't do outreach this day. And you know yourself that you haven't done it. And you're seeing people getting clients and clients. And you're just thinking, that should be me.
Yeah, man. It's like the friendly competition, isn't it? It's like when you see a win in our group chat, when someone says, hey, signed a client, 3 months, 1K, half of you is like, hey, congrats, good job. The other half of you is like, fuck. Why didn't I sign a client? Like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And it's that friendly competition, I think, really helps because, if you're surrounded by people that are, I guess, just not signing clients or they're just not on the same path as you, of course, like it's hard to stay motivated in that environment. But if you're in our community with a group chat and multiple calls a week and you're just hearing, this worked, I got a client for this amount, you're hearing all these words, naturally you'll want to get to that level. You'll step up and you'll become the next person who's winning. So it's a huge part of what we do in here, man.
There's also that help as well. Like, you're gonna struggle throughout your journey no matter what service you offer. And if you put into that group chat, has anyone done this? There's at least 10 people have done the exact same thing, and they'll reach out and help you out. So that's what helped me. Like, I know with you and Ty especially, the amount of times I've messaged you with that Instagram account, I was so skeptical of buying at the start. And then once you do it once, you can help someone else do it. And it's great to be able to help the other lads or the other girls in the course. And then, because they've helped you before.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah. And what would you say if you were to pick one part of the program, Dylan? What would you say is your favorite between like the calls, just let's say our group chat with other students, or let's say just the one-to-one support that we offer, or the video content, which I'm going to assume it's not the video content because in my eyes, that's just, that's to get you started and to get you going. Yeah. The real journey starts with the coaching and the mentoring.
I'd say it's changed throughout. So at the start, it was the one-to-one because you don't really know anyone else's story. I'm just kind of seeing you and I want to be like what you are and what Ty is doing. So at the start, it was definitely the one-to-one. But as you start to get a bit closer and closer to that first client, it's the accountability that really helped me the most. Just seeing people success with clients and stuff like that. You hop onto the weekly coaching call and everyone's like asking questions and you're not even at that stage yet. So it just gives you that drive to get your first client in the door. So I know it's probably a bad answer, but it's probably a mixture of the three. It just depends on what stage you start at.
I'd say that's the perfect answer because it makes the most sense, right? It's, to start, you're going to just reach out to me and, student success manager, Ty, and that's probably it. But then as you start to go on more of the calls, you see more faces, you start to then reach out to those people as well. And that's kind of the way we set it up. That's the goal, you know. We'll help you really intensely at the start, maybe for your first, could be 3-4 months, and then hopefully you're at a stage where you can still obviously ask us for help. We'll still help you, but you now just have a wealth of information and people that you can tap into. Again, the power of the network, man. So Dylan, like, let's say someone's watching this video, they've watched now about 20 minutes, so they're probably quite interested in the program, or at least potentially down the line. What would you say, just biggest piece of advice to that person, whether they're just looking to get started into this world or they already have an agency, but they're just really, really struggling to grow it?
I would say if you're looking at this program and you're on the fence, you're hesitant, just do it, because it's not that big of an investment for how much you're going to get out of it. And like, you're guaranteed, if you put in the time, you are guaranteed to make money. Like, the amount of us in that group chat that have made our money back straight away, and then the rest is up to you. Like, you have to look at yourself and say, am I actually going to put in an hour a day? If you put in an hour a day for a month straight, you're going to be grand, because it's a proven business model. Everyone's doing it. It's just up to you if you want to take the jump.
Love it, man. Love it. And where can people find you, Dylan? Will we plug your whatever you want, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, just because there might be a few questions that they might want to run by you, and you probably have some good advice to share.
Yeah, you can message me on my personal page on Instagram. It's Dylan7080. I'll message everyone back if you want to reach out.
Cool. I'll link it down below as well, so people can just hit that link, message you directly, man. Really appreciate you hopping on, Dylan, sharing all those little nuggets with everyone. And to you guys watching, hope you enjoyed, and we might see you inside the program soon. All right. Have a good one.
Cheers.